We all know the story of David and Goliath, the tiny shepherd boy versus the terrifying giant. We usually told the moral of the story is, if you are brave enough, you can face your giants. But what if I told you that, historically and theologically, David wasn't actually the underdog? And what if the story isn't actually about your courage at all? Today, we are looking at the historical context of 1 Samuel 17 to see why everything you thought you knew about this fight might be wrong. First, let's talk about the combat. In ancient warfare, there were 3 types of soldiers: cavalry, heavy infantry, and projectile warriors. Goliath was heavy infantry. He was built for hand-to-hand combat, wearing over 100 pounds of bronze armor and waiting for David to come close so he could use his massive spear. But David was a slinger. In the ancient world, slingers were the equivalent of modern-day snipers. A stone from a professional slinger could travel at 75 to 100 miles per hour and had the stopping power of a .45 caliber handgun. Goliath was waiting for a sword fight, but David brought a gun to a knife fight. From a distance, Goliath was a sitting duck. David did not win by luck. He used the specific skills God had developed in him during his years of protecting sheep. There's also a fascinating medical perspective here. Many scholars believe Goliath suffered from acromegaly, giantism caused by a tumor on the pituitary gland. One common side effect of this is severe vision problems. When you look at the text, Goliath needs a shield bearer to lead him onto the field. When he sees David, he says, "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" David was only holding one staff. Goliath saw double. Goliath was a stationary target with limited vision, weighed down by armor, while David was fast, lethal, and accurate. The giant wasn't as invincible as he looked. So, if David had the tactical advantage, does that take away the miracle? Not at all. It actually points to a deeper truth. The real mistake we make with this story is thinking it's about us. We are told we are David, and our giants are things like debt, illness, or fear. But in the Bible, this story is about God's covenant. David's confidence didn't come from his slings. It came from his God. He told Goliath, "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord of hosts." David wasn't a brave kid trying to be a hero. He was a believer who was offended that a pagan was defying the living God. The miracle was not that a small boy won. The miracle was that David was the only one in the entire army who actually believed God's promises were real. The next time you face a giant, don't look inward for enough courage to be like David. Look upward at the God that David served. David didn't win because he was the little guy. He won because he knew that with God, there is no such thing as an underdog. The battle was won the moment David stepped onto the field, not because of his aim, but because of his armor-bearer, the Lord of hosts. Stop trying to be the hero of the story, and start trusting the one who has already defeated the biggest giants of all, sin and death. What's a Bible story you've always wanted to dig deeper into? Let me know in the comments. If this video gave you a new perspective, hit that subscribe button and share this with someone who needs some encouragement today. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.